Hello, just going to tell a little Friday afternoon story about somebody who contacted me a few weeks ago, asked me if I would be willing to sign a book and send it on. She wanted to get this book for her boyfriend for Christmas. Not a problem. She put the money in my account and I'm waiting for the book and I will forward it when I get it. But during the kind of backwards and forwards of a few messages, um, it she she said to me that I knew the guy, and I looked at the name. I'm not naming any names on here, but I looked at the guy's name. It didn't jog any memory for me. So today, it had been a bit quiet. I was just waiting for her to sort of confirm everything, and today she did. And she said, he's really grateful for what you did for him. It was a real kind of game changer. And it turns out that the guy in question tried to commit suicide in prison. He's not the one I held up while they cut him off the rope. That one I do remember. I don't remember this at all, I'll be honest. But essentially what had happened, he'd just come to prison. I don't even know what sentence he was given, but I'm assuming that it was his first time. I'm guessing that he was a little bit kind of flummoxed by it all, and let's be honest, probably a bit scared and so on and so forth. But what happened to him was that his wife, 3 days into his sentence, informed him that she didn't want to be with him anymore and that she wanted a divorce. So obviously that was a real kick in the bollocks for him at a really kind of bad time. And I know from my second sentence that that's a real killer, because I was as down can be during the start of my second sentence. I had brain damage. I had a big sentence coming my way. I had a girlfriend who I could see that the Crown Prosecution Service and the police were gunning for her, and I knew that she wasn't involved, so it was difficult. But what I'm saying is, on top of that, a few people did put the boot in on me from outside of prison in various ways. Obviously, we know about my son's mother. There were one or two other things, financial, emotional. So yeah, I know what it's like. I have clear memories of what it can be like when you really are beyond on your arse. So I feel for this guy, what he was going through. But yes, he tried to commit suicide, and I believe that I didn't find him, but I believe that I went and spoke to him the next day, or maybe not the next day, but very soon after. It might have been the next day. He may have been in an inpatients in the prison. But it's just amazing. I don't have any memory of it at all. I've seen a photograph of the guy. I don't remember him. And it's occurred to me that he may be one of the missing pieces of the jigsaw since my accident. I did come out of hospital with quite sort of prevalent amnesia, and I think I know, because I do know, because people talk to me about certain things from the past, and I'm just like, I don't know what you're talking about. And they look at me in shock and explain the details, and the more they explain it, the less I fucking know about it. So it's just one of those. It's brain damage. Anyhow, I've just had about a 3.5 minute voice note from this lady, and I had asked whether I could sort of mention this on a video, and she was happy for me to do that. She did it. I said already that I wouldn't name any names, and she just kind of confirmed that by saying that the chap in question, he wouldn't necessarily want to drag it all up in his own mind. And she said in the voice note that I had spoken to him about the positives of putting things in a box and burying them. It's funny because this may have been as many as 20 years ago, and I guess it demonstrates that that's been my modus operandi for as long as I can remember. And yeah, we're now at the point where I'm not certain that I was correct about all of that, but I still believe it. It still works for me to an extent. But yes, you all know I'm investigating the idea of maybe opening the box, and it's a big decision because it will make, in some ways, Pandora's box look like a fucking cakewalk. So we'll see. I don't have to make any snap decisions, so I'm not going to, and it depends sometimes how I feel on any given day. But going back to the chap in question, I'm just about to order his book. I'm going to be very happy to do that for one of his Christmas presents. And I think it looks like I may pay them a visit over the Christmas and New Year period. I've got quite a sustained holiday where I won't be earning any fucking money. But what can I do? Sites close, and this year it's kind of fallen on a time where it's not really worth opening them after New Year's Day until the following Monday, which is the 6th. So everybody, it looks like, is going to be getting an extended break. Anyway, so I may go there. I'd like to try and find time to pop down and see them. They are, I believe, in Essex, Colchester, I think, or certainly near to Colchester. So it's about 2 hours for me from here. It's not the end of the world, and I may do that. I'd quite like to. I'd quite like to see if I actually physically saw the chap, it might jog a memory or two, but as it stands, nothing, which pisses me off at times, but what can you do? It is what it is. So yeah, although I can't remember it, I would like to say that I'm really glad that I helped him. He has talked about me to his girlfriend quite a lot by the sounds of it, and he's said that I was really very decent, and I'm not sure whether you can sort of quantify this, but he did say that I essentially saved his life. So I think we'll take that more as a figure of speech than an actual entity. But you know, I'm glad that I helped him, and I don't remember any of this stuff, but I think I've helped a lot of people in my life, and yeah, I just don't remember it. It's all in a day's work for me, it seems. It's a bit like getting stabbed or shot at, which I've also experienced, and yeah, I don't think about those things either. They're just yesterday's news. So yeah, but I'm glad I helped him, and it makes me feel a little bit better about myself, because I have a terrible inner kind of struggle all the time, always have. I've mentioned several times on videos I don't have a high opinion of myself as a human being, or as anything at all in particular. So these little things, it's nice to hear. I'm glad I helped. And I you know, if I can help other people, I will. I'm just about to write the letter to the judge for my friend up in the north. I'm going to get that done now, because he's actually in court for sentencing on Tuesday, so I need to pull my finger out and get my act together, which is what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to do some DIY at my flat. I put some shelves up last night, woohoo, and there's more to come.